Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome back to Saeed TV Daily. We have brought this show back. You know what? I thought to myself, I need to bring Saeed TV Daily back. I try and do this as consistent as I can possible. And you know what, man? Yeah, man. Good to be back. Good to see the audience. Interactive show, you and me, because at the end of the day, I do a lot of podcasts. I do a lot of shows where I give the guests priority to have their say, and I want to hear what they've got to say. So, you know what I mean? It's good for me to just to chat to you guys one-to-one, talk about my United, talk about what's happening in the news, talk about what's going on in the football dunya. And yeah, man, big up to you. Make sure you smash a like on the video. That will help the channel massively. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's see who's in the chat, man. Big up to Michael in the chat. Dennis the GOAT, what are you telling me? Big up to Calamity Jones, Sham A's in the building, Ziad, Neo Lesso, We Deserve Better, Jordan Poole, big up to you. Big up to Gaming Guru, big up to Ilyas is in the building. Rooney now, Bollywood friend in the Don. Wow, well done, well done. Big up to Dennis the GOAT, big up to you. Big up to Anthony Ethiopia. I appreciate energy, my brother. I need you to get through my day. Listen, we will get you through the day, man. Big up to you. We need today's game, like, seriously, because Burnley are dangerous. I'm telling you now, it's match day, people. For those that don't know, Man United are playing tonight against Burnley. It's good to be back at Old Trafford, man. I can't lie to you. I missed Old Trafford. I missed the feeling. I missed the energy. I missed the steward when I come into the stadium and have a chat with him. I miss the people that go to the games with him. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lovely walk to Old Trafford, down Stretford Road. You know what I mean? Go past the canal, over the top. Quick stop at Tesco. Get me a few sweets, get me a few drinks and that. And then we go into the stadium and it's match day. You know what I'm saying to you? So, yeah, man, I'm going to be at Old Trafford today. And Burnley won't be an easy game. But hopefully we should win, man. I just hope, yeah, that these fringe players don't piss me off. Because I am going to be so pissed off tonight, yeah. If we don't win or we don't have a good performance, yeah, I'm going to be pissed off today. Because Garnacho got us through the Aston Villa game. You know, people don't remember. Garnacho was the reason why we won that game, because he came in, him and Ericsson, boom. We just like literally blew Aston Villa away. So I hope today it's a different energy. But yeah, listen, people, smash a like on the video. Heard anything on Gakpo? Nothing, man, nothing. To be honest with you, I haven't heard much. But I do want to talk about Ten Hag, because he has talked a lot in the last 2 days. I don't know what it is here with Ten Hag here, but he does love, like, speaking honestly. He does love speaking to the media. He isn't like one of them that doesn't like the media. You know what I'm saying to you? You know how maybe sometimes Jose Mourinho or Van Gaal, they were very, very kind of, I don't know, they weren't media friendly. I think Mourinho loves the cameras, don't get me wrong, but this guy seems to be giving a lot of information and he's not really too bothered. And I think for me, you know, when you look at Ten Hag, he's specific to the point, and it comes to almost like it's refreshing, man. And I think there's a lot of things that he said, and I want to bring it up to you guys. I want to discuss it with you guys, because he has said a lot of things that people might want to hear, people might not want to hear. But listen, let's bring everything up here. Let's see what Ten Hag is saying. So, it's not this one, it's not this one, it's not this one. 1 second, people. Please do smash a like on the video, people. If you're new, hit the like button. Let's get the like button as quickly as we can up. So Ten Hag's been speaking to the media, and he's been saying a lot of things in terms of, you know, the team, the way we've been playing. He said here, it's an unusual season, completely unprecedented, with a 6-week break due to the World Cup. But we prepared the players in such a way that they always knew what was going to happen, whether they are involved in the World Cup or not. So he's trying to say, obviously, you know what I mean? It's been an unusual season. And I think for me, it's one of those situations where he's now started to think about how the team will adapt. So he goes here. Let me bring it up, because he spoke a lot, you know, and you know what? It's kind of mad, yeah, how much detail this manager has actually spoken to. Let me bring it up here. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Because you know what I like about Ten Hag? He's so for me, like, ready to talk about. Like, he's very, very open and honest. And this is what I love about Ten Hag. He's very open and honest. He tells you to the point. And for me, that's what I love about him. What else has he said here? He said here, look, he's coming up here. He goes on Ten Hag and what he observed about United. There was no spirit in it. I didn't see the dynamics in the squad. Mental resilience was very low. The fighting spirit for each other, prioritizing the team, that wasn't really in this selection. Wow, damning words. Last season, obviously, you all know, terrible, terrible season. And for me, he's coming here and he's thinking, shit, what have you lot shown me? What have you lot got? And he's saying there's no spirit in the team. I didn't see team dynamics in the squad. That is, for me, they were bottlers. And it's true. This whole team were bottlers. He goes, on the process of joining Man United, I also met with the CEO, then with the owners, and with an internal agency employed by the owners. They had me screened me completely. So they were very, very keen in getting Ten Hag. In the spring, interest from Man United emerged. The club proceeded was very careful and indicated they had 3 candidates. So there were 3 people that were basically in for the job. He said, I had a conversation with the sporting director and John Murto and the technical director, Darren Fletcher, about the football technical part. But that was far from all. Wow. So he was a bit, you never know. He goes, the goal has been simple, to be absolutely ready for the restart of the season. And that moment has arrived. So again, he's ready, man. He's ready for the season. He's ready for the season. But for me, what was important for me, what he's describing here, I'm going to bring it up to you right now. Please do keep smashing the likes on the video. I've got a lot to discuss today. A lot to discuss. We're going to talk about transfer talks as well. Lots of new about transfer topics and whatnot. So make sure you guys smash a like on the video. Let me bring it up here. He goes, we are in a good direction, but there's still a lot for improvement. This is, for me, the key point I got from this. It means keeping high standards. I always say satisfaction makes you lazy. If you are satisfied with yourself and the team, you might not maintain those standards. Look at the words he's using here, people. This is our manager, Ten Hag. We've been down in the dumps with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We had a Ragnick who the players didn't respect enough. But look at what he's trying to say to you, people. We are in a good direction, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. It means keeping high standards. I always say satisfaction makes you lazy. That's for anything in life. If you kind of almost take your foot off the gas with anything that you do, with your job, with your day, whatever you're doing in life, yeah, if you are too lazy, it makes you lazy. If you are too satisfied with yourself and the team, you will not maintain those standards. And again, that's a message for everyone. What else he said here? He goes, I knew it would be a difficult project. Man United were not in circumstances that you would expect of them. And I think now we're in the right direction, but we're far away from where we need to be. People, chat to me. Chat to me, people. What do you think about this comment here? I knew it would be a difficult project. Obviously, Man United are not in the greatest of places. Man United were not in the circumstances that you would expect of them. Of course, Man United should be challenging for the trophy. Man United should be competing at the highest level. He's saying here, but I think we're in the right direction, but we're far away from where we need to be. And that comes down to the Glazers. It comes down to everything. It comes down to the structure. It comes down to, what he's seen in the training ground, the facilities. He's thinking, yo, we've got a lot to do, man. And obviously the players that he's got in right now are not going to be the players that will be here in the next 2 or 3 years. So he still knows there's a lot to do, people. And he's right, man. You know what I mean? Yes, we've bought in 4 or 5 players. But the amount of players that are still here and the deadwood that we've still got, it's a joke, man. It's an absolute joke. Like, how we still not got rid of Wan-Bissaka? And we will touch on Wan-Bissaka, by the way. He carries on to say here, I see progress from observation and also from the data that confirms the progression. What data? A lot about our way of play. And I think for me, that's one thing that he's improved on. We can see a distinctive style of play. We can see that, we play on the transition. We can see that we press higher up the pitch. We can see that, players are more comfortable at the back now. We can see that there's a distinctive style of play. It's not just freestyle football. That's why, I phrased the word freestyle football on Running Social. This is far from freestyle football. There's rhythm, there's a pattern, there's a way of playing, there's an identity with his team. And I think for me, that stems from the manager. And I think for me, he's made it clear that he wants a team that plays in his identity, in his way. And I think for me, that's brilliant. And that's why he's saying here, what data? A lot of our play. You know what I mean? So again, even in the eye test, he's saying, what about data? You can see it in the style of play. You can see it through the eye test. He's going on to the start of the season. What we were at the start of the season, we're just not good enough. I knew it when I stepped in that we would have days like this, that we would have defeats. Again, and a kind of a normal thing for a new manager coming in, exploring different options. Remember, he gave Maguire some starts, and whatnot. And then, like I said to you, he got burnt. The bridges were burnt. Again, Shaw got dropped. So again, he had to see a lot of stuff. And like I said, sometimes it has to get worse before it gets better. And he's trying to just explain that for you right there. He goes, and we were unlucky with a bit of the injuries because Lindelof and Martial fell out with injuries in the last preseason game. All preseason, they were in the lineup. Then you have to change. It can happen that you lose games. And then he goes on to say here, what else does he say here? It carries on here. He goes, you saw in the World Cup, many nations played passively, waiting and playing on the reaction. We have seen against Man City that our big problem in that game, we want to be dominant and proactive, but we played in a different way. Let us know what you think of people, because I think this is very, very open and honest, man. He goes here, the Man United players have been playing for 6 weeks in a different environment with a different style of play, and they have got to get back to our rules and our principles. All players have to be on the same page when they return. Interesting, because again, you got to remember, different players play for different styles. You had Southgate, who was very pragmatic. You got the Portugal coach, very pragmatic style of play. So again, it's going to be a difficult test. And he's been open and honest to say, you know what, it might not be the same, and they have to get used to it, and they have to get back into rhythm straight away. So again, Southgate this as well, exactly. You know what I mean? But for me, let me know what you think, man. Let me know what you think about what he's saying so far, man. And please do smash the likes on the video, people. If the players don't perform, Ten Hag will be ruthless. Absolutely, bro. You know what's crazy, yeah? You know what's crazy about that? It's because Ten Hag, yeah, after the games against Burnley, look, he's saying here, he goes, there's some reports saying that the manager saw the players and made them watch certain games again, Can you believe that? Can you believe that, people? The manager told them to watch certain games again and analyze certain performance. Because again, like I said to you, they weren't up to scratch. Look at this here. Look at this here, people. After the defeat to Brentford, Ten Hag ordered players in for training that we heard about less than 24 hours later. The players watched the first half together in the tired briefing room at Carrington. It would not have been suitable for children. So basically, in essence, he's saying a lot of swearing, a lot of expletives, a lot of, going in, man. And that's what we wanted, because again, after that Brentford defeat, that was shocking, absolutely shocking. So again, he's right to say what he's got to say. What else has he said? I'm going to bring it to you now here. What else did he say here? He also goes here. Ten Hag ordered the players for training less than 24 hours later. The players watched the first half together in the time. I've already read that one. What else he said here? The screening at Old Character was not pleasant, but necessary. Listen, people, we have got a manager who's ruthless, man. Ten Hag is my manager. All the players can F off. You know what it is, yeah? We've just got a manager that can hold these guys accountable, man. That's the main thing for me, people. This manager is not taking any prisoners, man. He's not having this, man. He's not saying, yo, listen, you man have to fix up. You man have to be like, you know what? It's now or nothing now. You have to step up. And like I said, Sancho now is on the same road now. You've got so many players that are coming in, not showing what they're capable of. Luke Shaw had to go on an individual program. He's now trimmed up. He's now ready to battle for his place now. So look at all these situations here that's happening in front of our eyes here. And the manager's like, you know what? It's my way or you leave. Simple as that. It's my way or you leave. And now we've got a manager who is a madman, basically. He's a madman. Bro, look at him. Man looks like the hitman. Look at this. Hitman Ten Hag. That's what we should be calling him. Hitman Ten Hag. Because you know what? We've got a manager here who actually is taking no prisoners. Look here what he says here. Ten Hag on changing the culture. What was the most important thing? To get back into the locker room, you need personalities. That's why purchasing Casemiro was so important. He can speed up the process because he knows what to do to win titles. Bro, again, like I said, it's mad here that Ten Hag has to bring in people like Casemiro because it isn't instilled within the football club to bring in mentality like this. It's mad. But he had to do this. You get me? We have to get... This is a guy who's obsessed with football, man. He's talking about here, personalities. In our changing room, I look at the team and I used to think, who's a personality? Who's a leader? We don't have any. You probably say Bruno Fernandes could have been a leader last year. Who else was a leader? Cristiano Ronaldo, just because of what he's won and whatnot. But then again, it came all about him at the end. So again, would he be a leader? Was he a leader for the team or was he a leader for himself? And for me, he has to bring in certain players like this for the team to almost install the mentality of the football club. It's mad. It's absolutely mad, man. But like I said, Ten Hag has been speaking to the media. And you know what? For me, I just love it, man. I love Ten Hag. I love what he's about. And you know what? I'm just glad he's the manager of Man United because we could have got any other appointment, any other appointment. Absolutely any other appointment. Saeed, we will need to win 2 trophies this season, let's be honest. Absolutely. His signings show a clear pattern in personality. Anthony, Casemiro, Lisandro, and Eriksen. Yep, absolutely, man. But like I said, man, there's a lot to talk about today. Please do smash a like on the video. Over 200 of you in the chat. We're going to talk about contract talks, people, because this is a very, very interesting topic, yeah. And I know a lot of people are not going to like this, yeah. But I think for me, if I'm being honest with you, David De Gea should be given a new contract, but on a lower wage. That's the first one for me. So we're going to talk about David De Gea first. Then we're going to discuss Rashford. Then we're going to discuss Delo. And obviously, we're going to discuss Fred as well, because apparently Fred might be given a new contract. But let us know in the chat, people. Contract talks. We've got David De Gea now, apparently. His contract's due to expire at the end of the season. What do we do, people? And I want honest conversations. I don't want to see people just having agendas, etc., etc. But David De Gea's contract at Man United is due to expire at the end of the season. But Man United talks with De Gea over a fresh new contract. Man United would like David De Gea to sign a new deal on lower terms rather than trigger a 1-year extension in the $375,000 a week contract he signed back in 2019. That was vetoed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So again, like I said, there was a lot of situations at that time. So it is what it is. But like I said, yeah, David De Gea for me, yeah. You got to be careful with this one, because at the end of the day, if you go and move him on, David De Gea, yeah, then you're left with Dean Henderson, who doesn't want to come back to the football club. You've got Dubravka, who I think isn't good enough. Then who else is out there? You've got Jan Sommer, who's potentially going to Bayern Munich because Neuer is out for the season. For me, the sensible thing to do for me, is to give him let's say a 2-year contract here, a 2-year contract on lower wages, and then you go and get a new keeper next season, because then you're halving your wages. He's probably going to halve his wages, or at least get it to 250,000 a week, maybe less. I don't know, but there are other keepers out there. But again, which is the right one? Which is the right one? A lot of people are saying that the Portuguese keeper made a lot of mistakes, and they might believe that he's not good enough. You got the Croatian keeper, who I think for me has got up on my estimations. I don't know where he actually plays for. Is it called Lukovic? You got Mike Mania. Who's available that you think can take over? Who do you think, people? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, people, man. A Croatian keeper. There's no keeper to replace David De Gea. Listen, that one on AC Milan, what's his contract right now? We have to look at these guys' contracts. Can we get them out of contracts? Mike Mania. Let me check Mike Mania. Let me just go check his actual contract when it runs out. Because for me, so his contract runs out in 2026. Again, that's another 4 years. We've got to wait for that one. Who's the other one? Who's the Croatian keeper? What's he called? The Croatian keeper. Right, let me go check his contract. He's called Dominik Livakovic. Let me check how many left he's got on his contract. He would only cost us 8 million, and his contract runs out in 2 years. He's valued at 8 million, and he plays right now for, I think, Dinamo Zagreb. Again, I think he's only what? How old is he? 27. Perfect age for a keeper. Perfect age for a keeper. Saudi keeper, Diego Costa. Mike Mania currently injured as well. He's had a few injuries, man. He's had a few injuries, not just one. Costa, yes, but he's signed a new deal as well. You're looking at 75 million. When we look at the budget right now, and again, like I said, we don't know when the Glazers will sell, you know. So when the Glazers sell, of course, we've got unlimited budget. But right now, in the summer, if they don't sell by the summer and it carries on until next winter, let's be real, it could happen. Then we're looking at, I don't know, will a keeper be a priority? Emi Martinez, he can do one, man. He can do one. Listen, he's a good keeper, but I just don't like, I don't like him. I don't know, man. Again, Aston Villa, though, apart from his first season, I'm not going to lie to you, this season looked a bit shaky. He's looked very, very shaky this season. So I'm not sure, man. Emi Martinez, it just depends, innit? It just depends on what Aston Villa would want to sell him. But like I said, the Brighton keeper, I'm not going to lie to you, I think it's a bit sus. I think it's a bit suspect. I prefer the Brentford keeper, if I'm being honest with you. What's his name, the Brentford keeper? Raya, innit? Raya. I prefer Raya over the other one. Brentford goalkeeper. He's called David Raya. David Raya. I think he's 27 as well. His contract runs out in 2024. Again, 2 more years left on his contract. 27 years old. I think he's more of an overall better keeper than what's it called it? Than the Brighton keeper, if I'm being totally honest. But that's him, yeah? Now, let's move over to Fred. We got Fred on a contract as well. We let go of Fred, yeah? Or do we keep him as squad player? That's another question that we got to ask ourselves. Because Fred now apparently might be given a contract. And I'm not going to lie to you, Fred divides the fan base because you know why? He's never consistently in form. But then when he does have moments where you think, you know what, Fred's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Fred's not too bad. But as a squad player, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking at a squad player and I'm thinking, you know what? I need you to be ready I just need to be ready. And I want you to push other people out of their positions. I want squad players that have a view or a kind of a looking of becoming a first-team player. That's what I'm looking at, bro. Fred can go. Why renew? He's a fair weather player. See, there's good qualities in Fred. Don't get me wrong. There's good qualities in Fred. But I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, can we get better, man? Man United, we need to step up, man. We need to step up. He's been here how long now? Since 2018 he came in. Was it 2018? No, it was 2017 under Mourinho he came in. Sell Fred and bring Enzo Fernandez. For me, you know what I think about Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez should be #1 priority for Man United in the summer. If you can go and get Enzo Fernandez, Enzo Fernandez, Casemiro in that midfield, and then you have Bruno Eriksson as that 10 option. For me, we're cooking. We're cooking, man. We are absolutely cooking. But again, it just depends on what the manager wants. And where does he see himself? If you haven't got a player who, you know what I mean, has that ambition to be a first-team player and consistently perform at the highest level, at first-team level, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. And we have to, we have to remove this mentality. Squad players need to be aiming to become first-team players. They can't just be settling to be a squad player. When you look at Man City, every single player believes that they can go into that first team. There's way better than Fred. It really isn't hard to replace. You know what? If you're looking at Fred and the type of player he is, apart from Enzo Fernandez, I'm looking at Caicedo. I'm looking at... Who else is out there that I'm thinking that can be that perfect box to box, engine, live wire, high presser. You know what I mean? I can get up the pitch quickly. Who is out there? I'm trying to think in terms of what I've seen. I like the kid from Valencia, Musa. I don't know if you know Musa from Valencia. I think he's a decent player. I think he had a decent World Cup. I need to see more of him. But we need depth, man. We need depth. Donny van de Beek's going to leave soon. Fred will probably leave soon. That leaves 2 midfielders left. And in 2 years, Pogba has left. Matic has left. My dream midfielder would be De Jong, Enzo, and Casemiro. But I'm not sure about Enzo, man. Sorry, I'm not sure that De Jong will come, man. It's one of them. I personally would go in for him again. But it just depends on what this football club wants. Like I said, you got Zidane Iqbal. Can he step up in that position? Can he improve? Can he push these players? Because I'll tell you what, man, Zidane Iqbal has probably got more technical ability than some of these players I've just mentioned, and has got the actual personality and the drive to play, and he actually believes in his ability. That's a confidence to do it. So big up to Zidane Iqbal, man. United passed up on Enzo for 18 million when River played. Adams at Leeds, Rice. Adams, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's a techie player. I'd rate him. You know, I rated him at Leipzig, and I think for me he's a decent player. Tielemans, I'm not sure about Tielemans. I'm really not sure, man. I just look at Tielemans and I think, you know, why has no club come in and just went, you know what, let's have you. You know, I mean, there's always been that kind of, maybe, I don't know, is it a medical report? Is it something that's probably put Tielemans off? Because Arsenal, why did they pay the money, 25 million or whatever it was? Or 30 or 40 million? Why did they go pay it? That's a reasonable price for Tielemans. Why did they go do it? So I'm not sure about Leicester, man. I'm not sure about, Tielemans. I think he's a decent player. I think he's a good player. But in terms of his mobility and in terms of what he can do, I'm not sure. I'm not real sure. Big up to Nathan. Big up to you, my brother. Salam alaikum. Big up to you. Alaikum salam, bro. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, that's for me. That's that. And like I said, you know what I mean, contract issues, there will be a massive, massive situation in terms of the team and whatnot. But again, let's go over to Sancho. Let's discuss Sancho for a little bit because again, this needs to be talked about again, man. He's still absent from training. He's not played since October the 22. What? That's my birthday. Wow. Jadon Sancho has not played for Man United since October the 22. That's nearly 2 months ago. And I know, like I said, we had a month off for the World Cup. So it would have been at least a month he's not played for Man United. So from October the 22nd all the way down to when we last played, the last game would have been a week before the World Cup. So he might not play 3 weeks. So I don't know why he's written the article like that. You don't really need to do that, to be fair to you. But again, that's just what where the journalist has to make a report. But you know what? Jadon Sancho, people, we need to talk about this, man. What we're saying, man. I just look at the situation. I think for me, it's more mentally because at the end of the day, he's come off Instagram. He's come off certain situations. He's obviously taken time away from the club. Has he trained properly? Does he have a dietitian? Does he have a nutritionist? These are all things you've got to do as a footballer, man. Does he do it all himself? I just want Jadon Sancho to work, man. This is a player that I was thinking 2 years ago we needed him. 2 years later, we're having these conversations, man. We tried him on the right, it didn't work. We tried him on the left. It's obviously a working process. Is he suited as a 10? There's not one player I want it more for Jadon Sancho, man. He's got all the ability in the world. All the ability in the world. And like I said, now it's come to this. I hope he comes back stronger. I hope he proves everything wrong. I really do, man, because it's a player that's naturally gifted. Naturally gifted. It's not a player that, you know, like I said to you, it's based on pace and his athleticism. It's not. Some players are just natural ballers, man. And he's a player that is a natural baller. Big up Saeed, this guy will be gone in the summer. I hope not, man. I really, really hope that Jadon Sancho is here to stay, man. Because if you look at it here, technically in the squad, who do you think's better than him? I think he's better than Anthony technically. I think he's better than Sancho technically. Sorry, Rashford technically. Garnacho, Martial, I think they're on par even. I think they're even in terms of their technical ability. But if you're looking at a guy who at Dortmund was shelling it out, who had all the trickery in the world, was getting past people, had the highest assist records in Europe. This guy, talent doesn't go overnight. So what's missing then? Is it the hard work? Is it his hunger? Is it his desire? Is it his application? Because to be a winner, it's not always about doing it on the day. You've got to prepare to win. Because like I said to you, some people, they prepare to fail, and then after that, you fail to prepare. That's the old saying, right? Now you have to prepare to be a winner. So you've got to make sure that you have everything on point. You're doing your jogs. You're going to the gym late at night. You're doing certain stuff. You stayed after training. Maybe that part of the game is what's lacked it. Because sometimes when you think you have it all, you kind of slack off a little bit and you think, you know what? I've got all the ability in the world. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that extra training that Marcus Rashford's doing. I've got it. I'm better than him. I'm better than him. But sometimes the manager, they look past that. And I think it's one of the things as a professional footballer, you only start to see when you're older. When you're young, and he is still young, but he's now 22. And I think for me, he's maturing now to becoming a kind of a fully grown player. But when I look at it, I think, you know what? The manager's probably looked at him and think, you know what? He's not doing the extra stuff that I want him to do. That's why Ten Hag feels it's best for Sancho and backing both the player and the manager. Patience of virtue, a proper manager until Ten Hag arrives. You know what? I hate to make excuses here, but again, I'm going to say it again. This is the first proper manager that he's had. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in and absolutely had no plans for him at all. He had no plans for him at all. Then all of a sudden, he's out of the team, then he's in the team, then they don't know what position he's going under. Then he's playing with Ronaldo up top. Again, Martial isn't playing that first season. He plays with him all pre-season and whatever. And then after that, boom, Martial's out of the team. Ronaldo's favoured. Then you've got to cater towards Ronaldo. Now it's a case of now proving yourself. Doesn't happen. Rangnick comes in. He has probably his best spell under Rangnick. If you look at the 3 months that he had, I think it's between February and April. Don't get me wrong. Maybe January to March, April. He has his best period as a Man United player. Scoring goals, assisting, actually playing football. With the eye test, I can see he's playing better football. Then he falls back into that mode. And after that, he has a very, very good preseason. And then you would argue he has a decent start to the season-ish. And then now it's kind of just falling off track. So it's like a yo-yo. But people are going to say to me, well, Saeed, you're making too much excuses here. He's on 350 grand a week. What are you talking about? Why are you making excuses for a guy who's on 350 grand a week? But at the same time, Man United were chasing him that badly. Man United wanted him. He was given this contract. Are you going to say no? And people will say, oh, well, people around him have got to make a better decision for him. But I'm not refusing 350 grand a week. I'm not. And none of yous would. As much as you say right now, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but none of yous would say no to that. None of yous. It's just right now, simple as it is, he's not playing well. And now we're looking at the price tag and his wages. If he's playing well, then we're not looking at it. That's how football goes. And he's got to understand that. He's on this level now where he's on 350 grand a week. He might think, oh, you know what? I'm not bothered what people say about me. But at the same time, man, the media can be your best friend, but it can also be your enemy. But then again, people are saying as a 10, you're not doing what Bruno Fernandes does, and it's painful to say, yeah, but he's not doing the running and the intensity that Bruno Fernandes does. And I'm one of the biggest critics of Bruno Fernandes in terms of when he gives the ball away. But when he wins that ball high up the pitch, the manager loves that. He loves that, man. He loves a player running with intensity, running up the pitch and winning the ball back. And then, like I said, pressing, leadership qualities. Bruno Fernandes offers more. It's 350 grand a week. We did not need to offer him that. He would have come for 175, 200 easy. But the problem is, though, what happens when you're a club that's desperate? What have we done for so many years at this football club? We have just chucked money at it. That's all we've done. So again, he's looking at the pattern thinking, hold on a minute. Pogba's earned this. David De Gea's earned this. Listen, this is a club where if you want to make a living and you want to earn a quick change and quick, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, if you want to be rich, you come to Man United because they ain't going to offer you trophies. We can offer you money. And like I said, people say, players are mercenaries. This club is a mercenary. When you look at it, they just throw money at it. They don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing money at it. You can't be playing career mode, man, forever. No pun intended, because it ain't easy on career mode right now. By the way, I'm not playing that for a while. All right, big up Alien Tenor, man. I'll see you there. Guys, there's over 300 of you in the chat, yeah? Please, guys, I'm going to try and make sure this Saeed TV Daily is going to be every other day. So make sure, guys, smash a like on the video, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. But you know what it is, yeah? 16 likes only. Nah, there's not 16 likes. Come on. Guys, let's get to 150 likes at least. Half of you's in the building. But then again, Donny van der Beek. We gave Donny van der Beek just as much time. So rival fans, relax for now with Sancho, please. I always said with Sancho, yeah, you've got to give him time to the end of the season. You've got to give him to the end of the season. You've got to. If you're not willing to give Jadon Sancho to the end of the season, you've made your decision right now. I'm sorry, man. You're being too premature. You're being reactionary. Give him to the end of the season. The first year is bedding in period now. He's got a massive 6 months. There is a lot of games, people. There is a lot of games. We've got Europa League. We've got a lot of games coming up. He will have his moment. But I tell you what, he's got to take them as well. I can be the best motivator for him. I can be the best, I'm not saying fanboy, but just a fan who supports and loves him because he plays for Man United. I want to do that for him, but you've got to give me something in return. I know you've got the qualities. I know you've got the talent. So now let's show it. Bring it to the table. Bring it to the table. Big up to you. Only 89 likes. Guys, come on, man. We got to do better than that, man. We got to do better than that, guys. Smash a like on the video, people. It's the bottom right-hand corner. Subscribe if you're new. Man United wants Sancho to complete individual training program. That's why he's in back here. Exactly. And once he does come back, like I said to you, yeah, it's time to start working. It's time to start working. And that's all you can say. That's all we can say right now. You know what I mean? And like I said, yeah, Jadon Sancho, Garnacho will be another player. Anthony, at the minute, a lot of people are on his back now because apparently he's missed training a couple of times. You know what I mean? Now people are starting to doubt him a little bit. Like, people just to relax, man. People just need to relax. Relax yourselves, man. Big up to the chat, though, man. Maguire and McTominay both get 6-year contract given by Oli. Bro, Oli settles in 8 years for, exactly, 8 years for sure. And we're going to give him a contract extension. I personally, yeah, with Luke Shaw, if I'm being really honest with you, yeah, he's going to be a player that we give a 1 year contract. He then does well for 1 year, and then we give him another 3-4 year contract. That's what will happen with Luke Shaw, man. I just know it. I just know it with Luke Shaw. I just know it. Anthony faked the injury. How do you know that? How do you know that? What's this about Anthony missing training? No, he didn't miss training. This was agreed between him and the manager. Why would the manager just let you just miss training? He won't let you do that. There'll be a fine. We'll be talking about the fine. But listen, let's talk about Gakpo, man. This never-ending story with Gakpo, man. Honestly, never-ending story, people. What are we saying about Gakpo now? Because are people still happy about him? Do people still want him? What's going on, people? What are we saying, people, about Gakpo, man? Because I can't lie to you, yeah? I'm just thinking to myself, is there any other options as well? Is it just Gakpo only? Are we just in for Gakpo? You know what I mean, bro? Are we just in for Gakpo? But we're here now anyway. Let's go put it up here. No to Gakpo. Wow. A lot of people saying no, yeah? A lot of people saying no. Man United are going all out for going in Gakpo in January. There's a growing confidence it will get done. Eric Ten Hag is leading the pursuit with PSV willing to cash in. You know what it is, yeah? With Gakpo, I just hope that he's not playing on the wing, man. For me, he's not a winger. I prefer him in the striking options. For me, prefer him up front. Because I look at him and I think, you know what? Technically, he's not the greatest in the world. He's more of an athlete. I think for me, when he drives at people and he drives towards people, he's scary. I think when he's in and around the box, left foot, right foot, I think he's deadly. But again, we need to know what price he is in. What is the price for Gakpo? Let us know in the chat here. How much would you pay for Cody Gakpo? How much would you pay for him? How much would you pay for Cody Gakpo? Because I'm saying, to me, I've kind of changed my mind so many times. So many times I've changed my mind. And I don't know, man, if it's 40 million, if it's 50 million, I don't know. I really don't know. Let us know in the chat. Gakpo 30 million. 50 million. Send me the link. I'll quickly ring. Quickly ring. Okay. 1 second. I'm going to send it to you now. No more than 40 million. Vlahovic, get him in the summer. 35 million. 40 million. 1 second, people. Big up to Scott Saunders, who reports for 90 minutes, yeah? He's saying, Man United are going to go in for him for 45 million. Big up to Scott. He goes, Man United in pole position for Cody Gakpo. Wheels put in motion for a move in January. PSV looking at a record fee to sell, likely in the region of 45 million. When you look at 45 million in today's market, though, is it a lot, though, when you look at it? Let's be honest. Is it a lot? Is 45 million a lot in this market? But is it a lot because it's Cody Gakpo? You see what I mean, people? If you look at it in January, is it a lot because it's Cody Gakpo? When you think about he was worth last summer, he's worth about 25 million, 30 million. 45 million is okay. Yeah, like I said to you, anything above 50 million, we're taking a piss. We are taking the piss, people. That's a lot, too much. Too much. Too much. Zidane to Madrid cost 40 million. Yeah, but that's a different generation, though, isn't it? Different generation. Big up to the community, man. Keep smashing the likes up on the video, people. Keep smacking the likes up, man. But like I said, when you look at strikers right now, Ivan Toney is about to get a long sentence or whatever, or ban, sorry. He's going to be probably banned for at least 8 months, 7 to 8 months. So who are we going to go and get then? Who are we going to go and get? Kudus, again, he's not a striker. We need a striker, man. We need a striker right now available. Times are hard, friends. Times are hard, and friends area few. So no thanks if your name is Gakpo. Big up to United Real Therapy. Big up to Nuruddin, man. I don't know if he's live right now, but big up to you, bro. If that's him, sorry, if that's actually him. 35 million max. I'd get Felix on loan. João Felix again. I'm not sure. He's not banned yet, but Z Goldman, you know he's going to be banned soon, man. You just know he's going to be banned soon. So there's actually, we might as well get prepared for it, man. They're, as soon as that season starts, yeah, he's got till 3rd of January to respond. And then after that, mate, bang. New year, bang. 45 million only sounds expensive because he's Dutch from the Dutch league. It's actually a fair price. Exactly. And then after that, we're looking at a right back as well. A right back because Wan-Bissaka, again, like I said with him, he's a player that needs to be sold as well. I don't know why we're not selling this guy as well. Apparently, Man United are looking to offload him in the January transfer window. We've also got, Donny van der Beek, again, another player that's we're going to be hopefully looking to move on. But we need suitors, man. West Ham need to come in and take the money off us. Now Crystal Palace now involved in taking Wan-Bissaka. That's the latest news on Wan-Bissaka. Crystal Palace have joined in the race with Wolves in this race to sign Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Palace are hopeful of agreeing the deal to bring Wan-Bissaka back to Selhurst Park. I think this is the biggest robbery we've ever faced, man. The biggest robbery ever, man. I'm so hurt by this signing, man. How did we spend 50 M's on Wan-Bissaka, man? Bro, Wan-Bissaka. I remember, doing a podcast, with Nuruddin, I remember doing a podcast with Nuruddin, and we signed him, and everyone was a bit excited. Look at this, people. I'm going to bring you the report here. Look. Look at this, people, man. Look at this. Nobody wants Wan-Bissaka last summer, and now everybody... Look at this, people. Man United signed Crystal Palace defender for 50 million. Look at this. United are paying 45 million up front. So we actually paid all the money, really. Only 5 million is basically here. £80,000 a week as well. What did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer say at this time? He goes, look at this. So he said, Man United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says, Wan-Bissaka was one of the best up-and-coming defenders in the Premier League. He has a right work ethic, talent and mentality for Man United, and he fits the type of player that we are looking for to bring into the squad and help us improve and push on further. Wow. And obviously in that summer we bought in Dan James. Oh, man. Seriously, man. Crazy. And I spoke to John Salako. John Salako. I don't know if you watched my interview with John Salako, yeah? They got to John Salako. And he said, that he was listen, let's not beat around the bush. He basically said he was a failed winger. That's what he basically said. Wan-Bissaka was basically a failed winger. And he came back that summer, and he played in pre-season. And he said he came back and he had a game against Zaha. And he must have isolated him out of the game. And he looked at him and thought, whoa, this is decent. Looking all right here. And then that summer, he played as a right back and then was amazing for the first 4 or 5 games. I think Crystal Palace beat us, 2-1. And he was outstanding that game. And that's how Man United got to go and get in Wan-Bissaka. A guy who essentially was a winger, turned into a right back. Then, to be honest with you, we got excited because he did well for that first year because we didn't really have a style of play. So when you got a player who's defending most of the time, isn't getting forward, we're keeping a few clean sheets, we're coming second and third in the league, everyone's getting this false sense of security. And then all of a sudden, we then have to play a different style of play. Rangnick, I think, exposed him. Remember Rangnick? What did he say, Rangnick? I need to bring up the quote what Rangnick said about Wan-Bissaka. Honestly, remember what he said about Wan-Bissaka? Remember him saying something, about what a modern day fullback needs to do right now. I need to find the quotes because I remember him talking about Wan-Bissaka, and that's where he started to basically get exposed, and that's where Dalot started to become a first-team player. But let me try and find a quote of what Rangnick said. Let me try and find it. And guys, make sure you like the video, people. Make sure you guys like the video. No, I don't be able to find it. I won't be able to find it. But he said something about basically him not being a modern day defender. And he talked about the idea of a modern day fullback. He has to be up and down. He has to be able to be technically sound. He has to be able to kind of almost attack and defend at the same time. That's what a modern day fullback should be doing. And he basically exposed him because he knew he couldn't do that. He knew he couldn't do that. So again, when Rangnick exposed him, that's when we knew, innit? That's when we knew the time's over for you, mate. Antonio Valencia, when you look at it, was probably a better right back than Wan-Bissaka, because at least Antonio Valencia could attack and defend. It's just that, again, at the end, towards the end, his legs were gone. But he was a beast. But for me, there's a lot of players that just need to go, man. I'm going to name you the players that, for me, in this January transfer window, just need to go. They need to go, man. I'm sorry. It's time's over now. We need to free up space. Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof. This could be January or the summer. Lindelof, Maguire. I think for me, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I think if we can get better than Fred, I think we should let Fred go. Fred. McTominay. Again, this is a question. I have to be open and honest, people. You have to be open and honest. McTominay, in the long run, is he it, man? He's 26 now. Is he it? Brandon Williams, that's 6. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pellistri, I think he's a decent player. But again, a lot of people are thinking he's probably not going to get the opportunities. Pellistri. Who else is out there? Who else is out there? Donny van der Beek. I love you, man. I think you've been a breath of fresh air. But sorry, it's time to go. It's time to go, man. It's time to go. Then, who else is out there? Tellez as well. Tellez. Again, nothing but love, but time to go. Time to go, brother. Time to go. Martial. You know what? Martial. This is a lot of people don't realize it. This is a big 6 months of Martial, you know. I'll be real with you guys. It's a big 6 months of Martial. And this is me who backs Martial. But I think Martial, there's going to be a lot of pressure because there's no Ronaldo. There's no Cavani. Martial now, this is your time to shine. And you know what? Big 6 months. David De Gea as well. Big 6 months. This is a player that I rate. You know me about David De Gea. Big 6 months as well to prove that he can still carry on doing the style of play that he has. Elanga needs to go out alone. Elanga, Twanzebe, sorry, but bye-bye. How many players have we just named now? Wan-Bissaka, Tellez, Maguire, Lindelof, Fred, Donny, Brandon Williams, Pellistri, McTominay. Have I named Donny? Donny again. 10. That's 10 players. Bro, are you man not gassed? Are you man not gassed? Elanga alone, yeah, Elanga alone. That's 10, 11 players. Sancho, listen, people. Sancho, let's just give him time, man. I don't think it's going to be easy as we're saying, yo, he's sold. Like, it's not. Guys, keep liking the video, people. Keep liking the video. 364 of you in the chat. Big up to you guys. When I do my Saeed TV dailies, we'll be live on 2 p.m. 2 p.m. people will be live. Most of the time we'll be live at 2 p.m. So make sure you like the video, support the channel. I want to do this more often because I want to have this one-to-one interaction. I don't get to do this one-to-one interaction because half of the time when I'm doing podcasts, I try to let everyone else have an opinion and I try to let everyone else have their say in it. So I give the questions out to the people. I don't really give my opinion a lot. Maybe you might hear it on a match reaction. You might hear it, obviously, Straight Jacket podcast, in certain other podcasts. But most of the time, you're going to get my real opinion right here. So big up to the community, man. Would you take Thuram? I'm not going to lie to you, yeah? He looks a handful. But for me, not for me. Not for me. I think he's one way of playing. He's very, very one-way dimensional. A lot of PMP, not much technical ability. You know what I mean? He just drives with the ball, and it's just almost like he has got a bit of skill. It's pace and power, man. If you wanted a PMP, he's a PMP merchant. I'd also get rid of Bruno. No, not really. Not really. I think he signed a new deal. I think for me, in a squad, he could be vital. You could use him in a squad. Again, we need to target a 10. I think we need to buy a 10. Because Eriksen's playing this deep line playmaker role. I think we need another number 10. Which number 10s are out there? Best attacking midfielders. Florian Wirtz. I need to see more of this Florian Wirtz. You got Jamal Musiala, who's just signed a deal. I don't know why they put in Martin Odegaard. Sorry, not Martin Odegaard, Mason Mount in there. You got Dominic Szoboszlai. Who right now are you looking at? Danny Olmo. Danny Olmo, he's more of a 11, isn't it? It's more of a winger. Kudus. I think Kudus is a strong option. He can play in that 10 role. Isco, I heard about Isco, I heard about Isco. You got Maddison. You know me about Maddison. I wanted to sign Maddison before we signed Bruno Fernandes. So Eriksen was badly average in the World Cup, but I'll give him a pass here and what he's went through. I think a lot of people need to relax with Eriksen. Like he's not a starter. He's not a player that Man United should be pinning their hopes on. He's not. Let's be real, man. He's not a player that Man United should be pinning their hopes on. Yeah, Phil Jones as well needs to leave. I would take Kudus, but not sure if Ajax will sell as another player in January. Isco, listen, I love Isco. I think he's one of the best, midfielders in the modern generation. When I look at elegance, when I look at number 10s, I think, you know what? Top baller. In his prime, Isco was a baller, man. If you don't respect Isco, then you know what I mean, you don't like football, man. You get me? Isco was a baller, people. Isco was a baller. But again, like I said, he's 30 now. I don't know. Barely played under Ten Hag last season. Did he not play much? Obviously, this probably came to the football club. He's still young. Almada, I need to hear about him more. Gakpo looked class, but behind the pine, Bergwijn, that game, a different option. Try get Griezmann again. Listen, short-term option, you know what I mean? 2-3 years. That could be a decent. He can play as well behind a striker. You know what I mean? Griezmann would be option, but again, wages. How much wages would be on? How much wages would he cost Man United? That's the situation. How much wages would it cost? And then are the Mukiyoko rumors real that we're in for him for a free in the summer? I'm not sure, and I think for me right now, can we afford to get a player who is still raw and is still, like I said, learning his trade? He's still obviously very, very talented, but is the manager looking for that right now? Or is he looking for an experienced player? I mean, I think for me, when you look at Man United, we rarely get players between the ages of 24 to 28. Like, Bruno Fernandes is one of them. Everyone else has just been younger. When you look at it, like Sancho, 21. Anthony, 21, 22. Who else is out there that we bought in very young? Malacia, 22. Okay, we got Lisandro Martinez, who came in at 24. But between 24 and 28, I'm looking for that kind of player, because again, he's experienced. You'd like to say that he's applied his trade. I think for me, Trossard, I can't lie to you. Why not? Bring Trossard in. Bring Trossard to the theatre. Bring Enzo Fernandez to the theatre. That's what I want to see. Go and get Kulusevski. He's a number 10 player. Yeah, but again, Tottenham ain't going to sell him, are they? But people, I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been a pleasure. We've had over nearly 400 people in the chat throughout the whole video. Guys, there's currently 161 likes. Can we get to 200? Can we get to 200? Can we get 40 more likes, people? If we can do that, that would be amazing. 40 more likes. And like I said to you, I'll try and do these every so often. Every other day. At least, hopefully, Monday to Friday, I will try and do these, people. So if you want to do this, let me know in the comments. And we could just chat Man United, man. Just one-to-one chat. Talk about Man United. Like I said, tomorrow, we've got the Mandem Talk. So that should be good. Everyone here, tomorrow, 5:30, the Mandem Talk is back. And hopefully, everyone's going to be there. So make sure you tune in for that one. Today, I'm at the game, people. So I'm at the game tonight. So match reaction, match vlog. So yeah, man, I'm at the game tonight. It's going to be a cold one. So make sure you tune in for the match reaction straight after the game. Hopefully, we beat Burnley. But Burnley, they're top of the league in the Championship. They are top of the league. Big up to my guy, Alan. I appreciate that, my bro. He goes, I think Eriksen is more effective as a 10. Let's get Enzo and watch how we cook. Bro, you are on the Enzo train. If you are on the Enzo train, I respect you, bro. Let me know if you're on the Enzo train. We need the calling shows again. You know what? With the calling shows, a lot of people are being a bit shy, man. That's why I was like, you know what? Are people, I don't know, do people want it? Let me know in the chat. You get me? Because I will do that. If there's a popular demand, we will do it. But last time, the last few calls I've done, not many people have tried to comment, but maybe it's been the World Cup. Maybe it's been the World Cup. But yeah, people, like the video on your way out, people. Let's get to 200 likes. And like I said, tonight, make sure you check it out, Match Reaction, the Match Day vlog. And then tomorrow, we're going to be back, hopefully, for the Man Them Talk. So make sure you tune in for that one, Man Them Talk. And we might even do Saeed TV Daily tomorrow. If we could do, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But listen, people, like the video on your way out. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the game tonight. And have a good one, people. Take care. Bye-bye.